What if I told you the most powerful move in attraction isn't saying the perfect thing or having the perfect look, but knowing exactly when to turn around and walk away? The moment you truly understand this principle is the moment everything changes for you. Most men spend their entire lives chasing, pursuing, and desperately trying to keep a woman's attention. They become emotional hostages to validation and approval. But the men who truly understand female psychology know something different. They know that walking away at the right moment for the right reasons is often the most powerful move you can make. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 signs you need to walk away from a woman, and why doing so will transform not just your dating life, but your entire sense of self-worth. This isn't about games. This isn't about manipulation. This is about reclaiming your power and understanding a fundamental truth about human attraction that most men never grasp. Sign 1. Disrespect becomes a pattern. The first sign you need to walk away is when disrespect becomes a pattern, not an exception. A high-value man understands that how someone treats you reveals what they believe about you. When a woman consistently disrespects your time, your boundaries, or your character, she's telling you exactly what she thinks you're worth. Maybe she's constantly late. Maybe she breaks commitments without apology. Maybe she speaks to you in ways you'd never speak to her. Most men tolerate this behavior. They make excuses. She's just stressed. She doesn't mean it. It's not that bad. But here's the truth. Every time you accept disrespect, you're teaching her that it's acceptable to treat you that way. Walking away in this situation isn't about punishment. It's about having enough self-respect to say, I deserve better than this, and I'm not afraid to be alone while I find it. When you walk away from disrespect, you immediately shift the dynamic. Suddenly, you're not the one desperately clinging to the relationship. You're the one with standards, with boundaries, with the strength to enforce them. And paradoxically, this act of walking away often creates the very respect you weren't getting in the first place. Sign 2. You're doing all the investing. The second sign is when you realize you're making all the investments while she's making all the withdrawals. Relationships, even in their early stages, require mutual effort. When you're the only one initiating conversations, making plans, and keeping things alive, you've fallen into a dangerous imbalance. Look at your recent interactions. Are you always the one reaching out first? Are you rearranging your schedule while she offers no flexibility? Are you putting in thoughtful effort while she gives minimal energy back? This isn't about keeping score. It's about recognizing when interest isn't reciprocated. Walking away in this situation sends a clear message. I value myself enough to only invest in connections where the effort is mutual. When you pull back your energy from someone who isn't matching it, one of 2 things happens. Either they step up because they realize what they're losing, or they don't, which confirms you made the right decision to walk away. Either outcome serves you, but neither happens unless you're willing to walk away first. Sign 3. You feel like you're losing yourself. The third sign is subtle, but devastating. You start to feel like you're losing who you are. Maybe you've noticed yourself censoring your opinions. Maybe you've abandoned hobbies or friends to please her. Maybe you're walking on eggshells, adjusting your authentic self to avoid her disapproval. This is the quiet death of self-respect, and it's a price far too high to pay for any woman's attention. A relationship should enhance who you are, not diminish it. It should add to your life, not subtract from your identity. Walking away when you feel yourself fading is an act of self-preservation. It's saying, my authentic self is non-negotiable. I'd rather be alone and whole than together and compromised. The strength it takes to walk away in this situation builds a foundation of self-respect that will serve you in every future relationship. Because when you refuse to lose yourself for someone else, you become the kind of man that high-quality women truly desire. Sign 4. The relationship is all peaks and valleys. The fourth sign is when your connection has become a roller coaster of extreme highs and desperate lows. One day she's all in, showering you with attention and affection. The next, she's distant, cold, maybe even cruel. This inconsistency isn't passion, it's emotional manipulation. Many men mistake drama for depth. They think that intense emotional swings mean intense feelings, but what they're actually experiencing is a toxic pattern of intermittent reinforcement, the same psychological principle that makes gambling so addictive. Walking away from this cycle isn't easy. The highs feel so good that you convince yourself they're worth the lows, but this pattern will drain you emotionally, mentally, and eventually, physically. By walking away, you're choosing sustainability over intensity. You're saying, I deserve consistency and emotional safety, not just moments of manufactured euphoria. And when you make this choice, you create space for a healthier, more stable connection, one built on genuine respect rather than emotional addiction. Sign 5. You know in your gut something's off. The fifth sign is often the most powerful, yet the one men ignore the most. That gut feeling that something isn't right. Maybe you can't put your finger on it exactly. Maybe on paper, everything looks good. But deep down, in that quiet place where you can't lie to yourself, you know something's wrong. Your instincts are evolutionary wisdom. They've been refined over thousands of generations to protect you. When they speak, listen. Walking away based on this intuition takes tremendous courage. People will question you. Why would you leave? She seems great. They'll call you paranoid or commitment phobic. But living in alignment with your deeper knowing is worth more than anyone else's approval. Walking away in this situation is saying, I trust myself more than I fear being alone. And that self-trust becomes a foundation for every decision you'll make going forward. Sign 6. She's trying to change your core values. The sixth sign that it's time to walk away is when she's consistently trying to change your fundamental values and beliefs. This isn't about compromise or growth. This is about her attempting to reshape who you are at your core. Maybe she ridicules your ambitions. Maybe she dismisses your spiritual beliefs. Maybe she tries to distance you from family members who matter to you. A woman who truly values you will challenge you to grow, but she won't try to fundamentally change you. She'll respect the pillars that make you who you are. Walking away in this situation is an act of self-preservation. It's saying, I won't abandon my authentic self to please someone else, no matter how much I care about them. The man who stands firm in his values becomes a lighthouse, unmovable, unwavering, a beacon that attracts those who appreciate his true nature. The power of walking away isn't about manipulation or punishment. It's about having enough self-worth to enforce boundaries. It's about being secure enough in yourself to risk temporary loneliness for long-term fulfillment. When you can walk away calmly, clearly, without drama, you transform how women see you. Suddenly, you're not just another man desperate for validation. You're a man who knows his value. And here's the truth most men never realize. The moment you become genuinely willing to walk away is often the moment you become truly attractive. Because a man who can walk away is a man who doesn't need external validation to feel complete. He has options because he values himself. And that combination of self-respect and abundance is magnetic in ways that neediness never will be. So ask yourself, are you willing to walk away when these signs appear, or will you compromise your worth for the temporary comfort of not being alone? The choice, as always, is yours. But remember, some prices are too high to pay, even for love. This isn't about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about becoming selective. It's about understanding that how you allow others to treat you sets the standard for all your relationships. So stand up, know your worth, and be willing to walk away when someone doesn't recognize it. Because the right person won't make you choose between self-respect and love. They'll make you realize that self-respect is what makes real love possible in the first place. And that realization, that unshakable inner knowing of your own value, is the true power of walking away.